I would sensually walk to the thermostat and turn up the thermostat to a sensible 74.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most rewatchable moments in Drag Race herstory. For this list, we're only including the American franchise, but beware of spoilers ahead. Number 30, BB Zahara Benet's Drag Up Your Life verse.
And now, it's the top 5 All-Stars, and it's time to drag up your life.
It's no secret that BB Zahara Benet always delivers. We got our first taste of her talent for songwriting all the way back in the first season. Her cover girl verse was, in a word, epic.
Face, I get face, beauty face, you can take, it's okay.
So we were ecstatic when the Kitty Girls Challenge was announced during All Stars 3.
Yeah, I'm Pussy Beach, ooh la 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 la, c'est bon, c'est bon.
When BB came out as Jungle Kitty in her head-to-toe leopard number, we knew we were in for a treat. And she definitely did not disappoint with her energetic Drag Up Your Life verse. It was quintessentially BB, fun, lively, and full of personality. What more could anybody ask for? We're still obsessed with her lyrics to this day.
You can take my snatch, drag it up, wheel it up, give me more, bring it to the ball.
Number 29, Jesus is a Biscuit.
Latrice, can you take us to church?
Whoa, Jesus is a biscuit.
She is large and in charge, chunky yet funky, but get those nuts away from her face.
Get those nuts away from my face. I was really tapping into some serious acting skills there because Marge doesn't like nuts, but Latrice does.
Latrice Royale is a fan favorite, but she's also a veritable quote machine. Across her 3 seasons as a competitor, she churned out iconic catchphrases at an almost alarming rate.
Girl, the shade of it all.
But one of her best was the gospel-inspired "Jesus is a biscuit, let him sop you up." The phrase became a rallying cry for the queens as they dealt with the stresses of the competition, even leading to an impromptu revival meeting right there in the workroom. For a season with so much conflict, it's such a joyful, hilarious moment that's sure to brighten any Drag Race fan's day.
Jesus is a biscuit.
We all need a blessing at this point. Lord knows I do.
Number 28, Kitty Girl music video.
You're sexy and keep slaying the game. Make the world remember your name.
The stakes were never higher for a final challenge. All Stars 3's final 4 queens were tasked with pulling off the most ambitious performance in the franchise's history. The video for RuPaul's new single Kitty Girl involved creating an original verse, nailing some precise choreography, and doing it all in one uninterrupted take.
Step into the plate, I'm Trixie Mattel. Got my name in the game, better learn it well. Cause I'm the MVP, heading up to bat. And I'll go to third base, but I'd never tell that.
Every single moment is a serve. Fans may have been divided about the outcome of the season, but if Kitty Girl proved anything, it's that every finalist earned their spot.
Kitty, kitty, hey, kitty, kitty, hey, kitty, kitty, yeah, oh.
Not only is the song a certified banger, but given how technical and precise something like that is, it's amazing to watch the queens deliver on such a high level.
Hey, kitty girl.
Number 27, does Udica smoke?
I am playing a token queen.
Oh, she tokes the marijuana.
Udica Queen is an anomaly of the Drag Race canon. Between her innovative fashions and her abominable roast performance, she may not have been consistently successful, but she was consistently unforgettable. Indeed, she unexpectedly turned a pre-challenge walkthrough with Ru into a clowning masterclass.
Have you ever smoked weed before?
Udica didn't seem to know how to answer the host's question about whether or not she had smoked a certain illicit substance before, so she just pulled faces until the conversation moved on. It's easily one of the show's most unhinged moments.
my God. Please do that in your character.
We were expecting RuPaul to pull out an inhaler after a while because she could not handle it. Number 26. This is not RuPaul's best friend race.
But you know, I've heard like a couple of people make the comment about them not knowing how to sew, but I mean, this is the 4th season. To say that you don't know how to sew, I don't think it's really an excuse.
Okay. Talk to any old school Drag Race fan and you will hear the same thing. Untucked used to be wild. The fights were nastier and the comebacks endlessly more quotable.
Actually, I'm not here to make best buddies, bitch.
One such spat between these season 4 queens is still one of the after show's most famous moments. Things got real between Jiggly Caliente and LaShawn Beyond as they argued about the competition. LaShawn made it very clear she was not here to make friends. She was here to win.
I have to be your friend. I don't have to be your friend to win this show. This is not RuPaul's best friend race. Sherlock.
It may be a repurposing of a top model quote.
This is a competition. This is not America's Next Top Best Friend.
But the incredible comeback has been reused and quoted in several seasons since.
This is not RuPaul's best friend race. No shit, Sherlock.
Number 25. The same parts.
Tatiana. Talent is spoken word.
This piece is entitled The Same Parts.
Tatiana really proved how multifaceted and talented she is during her time on Drag Race. She is at the origin of many memorable moments on the show.
Other ugly-ass bitches ain't standing no chance.
There is no doubt that her act during the talent show Extravaganza is one we especially love revisiting. She performed a gender-bending spoken word piece all about drag entitled The Same Parts.
He doesn't know it, but I'm getting firm too.
To say it was sensational is an understatement. Not only was the piece itself clever and funny, Tatiana also really brought the number to life with her delivery.
Because what you see isn't always the truth. Say it with me. What you see isn't always true. Thank you.
She commanded the room and told a story.
The same parts.
The same parts.
It was a journey from start to finish, and we loved every second of it.
A 90s beatnik doing a spoken word piece about her genitals. Tatiana's number is my absolute favorite.
Number 24, Laganja Estranja's grand entrance.
Come on, season 6, let's get sickening! Yeah!
One of the best parts of RuPaul's Drag Race is definitely meeting the queens at the start of the season. While it's just a first impression, their workroom entrances often give viewers a sense of who they are. Though there are no shortages of great introductions, one of the most memorable has to be Laganja Estranja's season 6 entrance.
Yes, bitch, work.
She came in with a fiery confidence, an amazing plaid number, and a perfect opening line.
Come on, season 6, let's get sickening! Yeah!
Of course, her unexpected death drop made the whole thing even better.
Laganja is known for her wild and amazing dance ability.
You could tell she had put a lot of thought into her arrival, and it paid off. There is no doubt that this queen's sickening entry is timeless. Laganja topped her own entrance later on in All-Star 6 when she dropped in as a Lipsync Assassin.
Y'all wanted a twist, eh?
Oh.
Come on, All-Star 6, let's get sickening, oh.
Number 23, Kennedy's death becomes her look.
After a long night of hooking, Trey didn't like the session, so he had good at me.
Okay.
And set me on fire.
Oh, I see.
But you know, I didn't die.
Okay.
I had crystallized.
After a long night of list making, MsMojo saw season 7's Death Becomes Her runway. But we didn't die, we crystallized. And now, we can't stop rewatching Kennedy Davenport's look as she struts down the catwalk. Between the look itself and the corresponding backstory in Untucked, Kennedy turned a fashion faux pas into a legendary moment of unfiltered drag delusion. Even her monologue about being murdered and then crystallizing into a runway-ready glamazon has no right to be as funny as it is. Is it a chicken or a horse? The answer is yes.
Kennedy Fried Chicken.
Is she a chicken or a horse?
Kitty, yes, girl.
After a night of hooking, I got attacked and thrown in the fire and crystallized. So I come out a fierce glamazon drag queen, honey.
Number 22, Boss Bitch Lip Sync. Anitra had already duck-walked her competition. On this day, she dog-walked them. In a whale of a lip sync, the eventual season 15 runner-up left Marsha in the dust while performing this Doja Cat track.
Free Willy!
Anitra established dominance early by literally leaping over her fellow bottom queen. It was an uphill battle for Marsha from there. At the top of the lip sync, Anitra warned us that she was about to show her competitor who was boss. She delivered on that threat. Michelle Visage later said that it was one of her favorite lip syncs ever. It's easy to see why. Number 21. Ongina discloses her status.
Angina!
The first season of RuPaul's Drag Race was full of a vulnerability that made it extremely compelling to watch.
I'm a Mac Viva Glam woman because, like you and many others, I care. Mac donates 100% of Viva Glam proceeds to the AIDS and HIV Fund.
Naturally, this was thanks to how willing the queens were to share their personal experiences. In doing so, they helped others feel represented.
Educate, donate, and celebrate, because life is a celebration.
After winning the Mac Viva Glam Challenge, which centered around raising money for AIDS, Ongina revealed that she was HIV positive.
I just wanted to say, and I've been always so afraid to say it, that I've been living with HIV for the last 2 years of my life, and this means so much to me.
It was extremely raw and moving, and her willingness to share that part of herself was incredibly powerful. This wasn't just any other win. It was an emotional moment that transcended the competition and showed everyone just how amazing Ongina is.
You have to celebrate life. You keep going, and I keep going.
Number 20, Tamisha Iman versus Candy Muse.
You're overconfident, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it just come off as arrogant. That's just my opinion. I'm nobody, though.
Oh, wait, hold on. Do I come off as arrogant to anyone else in this group?
A wise queen once said, "This is not RuPaul's best friends race." Season 13's Candy Muse and Tamisha Iman clearly got the message. Despite their differences in age and experience, these two queens went at it after the bag ball challenge like it was an old school season.
You don't have star quality.
Baby,
get out of here.
Girl, star quality. I've been around 30 years, little girl.
An unexpected and virtually unprompted jab at Candy for being arrogant led to a brawl that threatened to get ugly, and a light interrogation of her fellow castmates.
Does not change what I said. I said what I said.
I never, ever heard any of you bitches in this competition tell that to me to my face. Now.
It was the kind of petty drama that used to fuel Untucked, and truth be told, it was kind of fun to see it come back. Number 19, Not Today, Satan.
They want more, but then they want my ruffles too big and my hat's too much. I don't know.
If I am brutally honest.
Sure, be brutally honest.
Bianca Del Rio really infused Drag Race with some great humor and commentary during her time on the show. It's one of the reasons why Season 6 consistently stands out as one of the reality competition's best. Bianca has a plethora of quotable moments, and this confessional soundbite has stood the test of time as one of her best. As the queens returned to the workroom following Ben de la Crème's elimination, they began talking about the judges' critiques. It was business as usual until Courtney Act criticized the outfit Bianca wore on the runway.
I kind of was thinking that you would turn out something that we hadn't seen.
Her response to Courtney's face was pretty standard, but in her confessional, Bianca showed just how little time she had for snide comments with this quote.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Number 18, This Will Be an Everlasting Love lip sync. Being in the bottom two is nerve-wracking enough. To have the original artist of the lip sync song sitting behind the judges' table is a totally new level of anxiety. Whatever nerves Season 4's Dita Ritz was feeling, they did not show.
Natalie Cole is sitting right in front of me. I have to do it for her. I don't want her to leave saying that drag queen did a horrible job of my song.
She didn't just perform Natalie Cole's iconic hit, she channeled the star. Every beat was caught. Every ounce of joy in that song poured out of Dita's body. It's an electric lip sync, and there's not a split, flip, or dip in sight. Instead, it's just a classic display of what embodying a song is all about. Dita's castmate Latrice Royale said it all.
That is what a lip sync for your life is, baby. That is high drag at its finest.
Number 17, Sorry Not Sorry lip sync.
Not payback, this bad chicken, baby. I'm the baddest. Stop playing with a savage. Can't have this.
We're always excited when the time for Snatch Game rolls around, and while it was undoubtedly entertaining in season 11, it's the lip sync between Evie Oddly and Brooklyn Heights that stole the show. While nobody ever wants to be in the bottom two on Drag Race, these queens really embraced the challenge. They delivered a mind-blowing performance to Demi Lovato's hit song Sorry Not Sorry. The queens left everything on that stage, brought an unbeatable energy to the lip sync, and really embodied the essence of the tune. Not to mention, the acrobatics were insane.
Come on, Cirque du Soleil!
In fact, Evie and Brooklyn were both so good that their performance actually resulted in a double Shantae.
Shantae, you both stay.
Number 16, Violet's 2-in-1 look.
I'm giving you touch and eleganza. Being able to serve 2 looks in one is a talent.
It's okay. Eventual champion Violet Chachki announced herself as a contender from the jump. In the first episode, the season 7 queens were tasked with showcasing 2 runway looks, one for spring and one for fall. Not content with just wearing one piece for the latter season, Violet wowed everyone when she twirled out of a sparkling black number, revealing a second tartan patterned piece.
Violet Chachki. Looking smart and tartan.
Getting a reveal.
Oh, God. Oh! Bay City Roller.
Both looks would be great on their own. They're equally strong and almost entirely different from one another. What made this extra incredible, though, was her seamless transition. She didn't miss a step. The moment continues to live on in GIF form. It was only the start of her outrageous fashions, which got even crazier and more death-defying.
Oh my God.
I'm numb from the waist down, tuck included.
Number 15, Pearl versus RuPaul. Drama between the queens on Drag Race isn't exactly uncommon, but it doesn't typically extend to RuPaul. So we were pretty surprised when tension started brewing between Pearl and Ru on season 7.
Now, you have a very big personality. Pearl, you do not have a very big personality. How are you going to overcome that for this award?
I think that I have a great personality, actually.
After RuPaul implied that Pearl lacked personality, things took a turn. In response, the queen was blunt about how the comment was hurtful.
You were in the bottom last week.
Right.
And I want to make sure that this week you up the ante.
Well, you kind of told me I had no personality.
Ru claimed it was meant to serve as motivation, but an incredibly awkward silence followed. Of course, the words uttered by Pearl next are known to every fan of the show.
So there's something on my face.
Interestingly, the queen has since attributed her flage-da behavior on Drag Race to feeling discouraged by an interaction with RuPaul long before this incident. Number 14, back rolls. As evidenced by her orange makeup fight with Coco Montrese, Alyssa Edwards' secret is that drama finds her wherever she goes. Even though this argument was between Edwards and Jade Jolie this time around, Coco Montrese was front row with popcorn.
Get her, Jade.
Edwards called Jolie a joke, and she responded by calling Alyssa a mean girl and insulting her appearance. She went so far as to say that she had rolls on her back.
Girl, you had rolls all over the place in the back. It was disgusting.
Of course, Alyssa's confessional response was glorious. They often say you convey more with a look, and she is truly proof of that. Her reaction and facial expression are unbeatable.
Back rolls.
No matter how many times you watch it, this moment never loses its comedic impact. Number 13, Willem's disqualification.
Willem, will you please step forward?
After winning the duet challenge alongside her teammate Latrice Royale, Willem stole the show in an unprecedented way. First, she threw up while standing at the back of the stage, but that wasn't all. After Fifi O'Hara and Sharon Needles lip-synced for their lives, RuPaul took everybody by surprise and called Willem to the front. What followed was unbelievable. She was disqualified for violating the rules.
It has come to my attention that you have broken the rules.
No further explanation was given, and we had to wait until the reunion for details.
Audience, let's say it together. What did Willem do?
As if that wasn't intense enough, Willem has since revealed that there was actually much more to the story. Her disqualification is one of the most shocking things to happen on the show, and watching it unfold never gets old.
Your actions have consequences.
Number 12, Shut Up and Drive lip sync. When the eliminated queens returned in All Stars 2, things got even more interesting than they already were. As RuPaul announced that the top 2 returning queens would get the chance to lip-sync their way back into the competition, it was obvious we'd be in for some top-tier performances. After absolutely slaying their comedy routines, Alyssa Edwards and Tatiana stepped it up even further. Their lip sync to Rihanna's Shut Up and Drive was full of energy, great choreography, attitude, and flawless lip syncing. Their drive and passion were undeniable. Luckily, RuPaul agreed, and both queens re-entered the race. We couldn't look away then, and we are still mesmerized watching it back today.
Congratulations, you are both back in the competition.
Number 11, Alyssa Edwards versus Coco Montrese. It took no time at all for the drama to make its way to season 5. The minute Coco Montrese and Alyssa Edwards saw each other, tensions started rising.
Miss Coco, you're gonna have to do a little bit more pink in the eye. Well, you concerned about what's going on over here when you need to be worried about what's going on over there.
Their feud had started long ago, and during the season we got bits and pieces of the story. Things really reached a boiling point the week of Snatch Game. As the girls got ready in the workroom, Coco and Alyssa began arguing. But after Edwards called Montrese's makeup orange, things escalated.
Girl, look how orange you look, girl.
They began rehashing their Miss Gay America pageant conflict, and their unresolved feelings around the situation were obvious. One thing is for sure, this argument proved that they were prepared to fight each other for the title of America's Next Drag Superstar.
I'm not joking, bitch.
Number 10, Whiteout Elimination.
There's been 4 other times that I've been standing up here in this position deciding somebody's fate, and it is always a really difficult decision.
Ben de la Creme was a frontrunner during her time on All Stars 3. So when she won the lip sync for Your Legacy in the Handmaids to Kitty Girls episode, nobody was surprised. She had 2 jobs. Pick one of the eliminated queens to re-enter the race, and send someone home.
I'm trying to pick through what the reasoning would be to send anybody home.
I'd love to talk to all 3 of the rest of the 5.
Same here. Come with me.
But it doesn't make sense to me.
After giving Morgan McMichaels a second chance at the crown, Dela did something that had us screaming. She sent herself home.
I'm going home.
Of course, she isn't the first queen to want to leave the competition. Though she was ultimately told to sashay away by RuPaul after a lip sync, Chanel also nominated herself to be eliminated in the first season.
Chanel, who should be eliminated tonight?
I'm so glad you asked me this question. I nominate myself.
Number 9, Jinx Monsoon as Judy Garland.
And now that we're at the midway point, is that my camera? Don't be jealous of my boogie.
The all-winners season was always going to be tough, but you wouldn't know it by the way Jinx Monsoon delivered what might be the single best Snatch Game ever. Few queens have killed the famous challenge like the season 5 champion. Her Little Edie was a masterclass in the art of celebrity impersonation and improvisational comedy.
She's always begging for the pate, but the label is faded. I can never tell if it's pate or if it's giblets for the cats.
But she one-upped her own brilliance with an incredible performance as Judy Garland. With brilliant callbacks to the legendary diva's showbiz history and Jinx's own season, she basically hijacked the whole thing while her competitors watched in awe.
I think I might have killed Judy Garland.
And I want to say, Dave, if you're watching, you're not responsible, darling. It's all right. You're forgiven.
Number 8, drag is not a contact sport.
You gotta make sure that you're always the one that's in front.
Usually when we remember a lip sync for your life, it's because the queens either really delivered or were lackluster. But that's not quite why Mimi I'm First and India Ferris Season 3 lip sync is so iconic. It's actually because Mimi lifted India off the ground unexpectedly in an effort to stand out. Farrah was not amused, and nobody knew how to react to what had just happened. But when the lip sync ended, RuPaul made her feelings on the matter very clear with this now legendary quote.
Drag is not a contact sport.
While Mimi I'm First was told to sashay away, we will always have this moment to look back on.
So listen up. Drag is not a contact sport.
Number 7, Party City.
In the last runway, I was pretty sure I was in the bottom 2. So I brought you up.
After the infomercial challenge, Sharon Needles called out Fifi O'Hara's leadership skills when talking to the judges on the runway.
I thought it was kind of sloppy just to...
Because I told you to do something that you're good at?
This led to their notorious fight the following week as tensions remained. When Sharon went to talk to Fifi about the situation, things did not go well. They began fighting about the previous week's challenge, and namely about who deserved the credit for Sharon's challenge win.
You obviously won the goddamn challenge.
Because
of me. Because I told you to go in your closet and dig out that goddamn gothic look.
This resulted in the now infamous exchange between the two, where they insult each other's drag style. This clash gave us one of the most explosive and referenced arguments Drag Race has ever had.
Tired ass showgirl.
Showgirl, at least I am a showgirl, bitch. Go back to Party City where you belong.
Number 6, Aza's Monologue.
Oh my God, they said so many things. Like,
you're perfect, you're beautiful, you look like Linda Evangelista, you're a model.
If this show taught us anything, it's that an insult just hits different when it's wrapped in a few compliments. Season 9 is often criticized for being drama-free, but it gave us one of the best tirades in Drag Race history.
They eat her up every single time she's on that damn stage.
Aza's frustration about Valentina's success in the competition so far is a sickeningly sweet layer cake with a frosting of backhanded compliments, resentment, and shade. You couldn't write dialogue this good, even though it came from a place of real frustration. She gave fans and fellow competitors an easy punchline for seasons to come.
You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you look like Seal.
Number 5, Vanessa Vanjie Matteos exit.
Vanessa may be gone, but Vanjie lives on, honey. Vanjie!
Somebody always has to be the one to go home first. But the first queen eliminated can still create a lasting impression during their time on RuPaul's Drag Race. We've seen it happen more than once. The best example has to be the inimitable Miss Vanessa Vanjie Matteo.
Now, sashay away.
After being told by RuPaul to sashay away in the first episode, Miss Vanjie made sure nobody would ever forget her name. And we mean that quite literally, since she repeated it numerous times as she left the runway.
Miss Vanjie, Miss Vanjie, Miss Vanjie.
Christina Aguilera may have been the celebrity judge of this episode, but Miss Vanjie absolutely stole the spotlight with her exit.
Miss Vanjie, Miss Vanjie, Miss Vanjie.
Number 4, Roxy Andrews double wigs. Everyone knows that a wig reveal on RuPaul's Drag Race can be hit or miss. When queens do them poorly, they often don't survive to compete another day. But when done properly, the payoff can be big.
Get ready for the lip sync of your life.
One queen who really executed the maneuver flawlessly was Roxy Andrews, and she was the first queen to ever do it on the show. When she found herself lip-syncing for her life to Willow Smith's Whip My Hair against Alyssa Edwards, Roxy had a trick up her sleeve. She didn't just take off her wig, she had another one on her head ready to go.
Don't tell me nothing, I'm just trying to have fun. So keep the party jumping, so what's up?
The look on RuPaul's face is simply priceless. And we have to say, Roxy chose a fitting occasion given the song they were lip-syncing to.
There's no holding back, there's no tiptoeing around. I have to bring everything.
Number 3, Sasha Velour's Roses.
Whitney Houston, so emotional.
Sasha Velour's lip sync against Shea Coulee to So Emotional in the season 9 finale is still talked about today. The stakes were high, and so were everybody's expectations. To say Sasha Velour came prepared is an understatement. entire performance was heavy on rose petals, from the ones in her gloves to the flower she held at the beginning. But it really became epic when she took off her wig to reveal a cascade of roses underneath. Both queens brought it, but there is no doubt that Sasha Velour's rose petal extravaganza gave her an edge, and gave us a moment to watch on a loop. Number 2, Valentinas Mask. Valentina's mask fiasco has gone down in the Drag Race herstory books as one of the craziest moments on the show. As she began lip-syncing to Ariana Grande's Greedy, she left the veil covering her mouth from her runway look on.
Stop, hold up. All right, enough.
It didn't take long before RuPaul stopped everything and told her to remove it. But Valentina didn't want to.
Take that thing off of your mouth.
I'd like to keep it on, please.
Once Ru made it crystal clear that it was not a negotiation, she obliged. Of course, that's when everyone realized that Valentina simply didn't know the lyrics and everything made sense. Even if you've seen this clip more times than you can count, as most of us have, it never stops being entertaining. We could not believe what was happening then, and we honestly still can't.
I never imagined this is the way that it was gonna end.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Read You, Wrote You.
Hey girls, my name's Alaska. I got a tiny little question to ask ya.
For the final group performance of All Stars 2, we were treated to a rendition of Read You, Wrote You. Alaska, Roxy, Katya, and Detox all brought their A-game and made it a moment to remember.
D to the E to the T to the O to the whole do.
The verses, the choreography, and the queens' chemistry with one another was absolutely off the charts. Everything about their performance came together and worked on every level.
But your dad just calls me Katya.
Each queen infused their verse with their unique personality to the point where even the less well-received parts are now considered iconic.
I'm gonna show you what I can do.
It was the cherry on top of an already outstanding season. No matter how many times you watch them perform it, this number never ceases to be mesmerizing. Which Drag Race moment can you not get enough of? Tell us in the comments.
Party.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.